We've all been there. Your gamer friends enjoying the latest game like Diablo 4 and we're stuck with our potato PC or work school laptop. But what if I tell you that there is a game that you can bring 254 people all in one server? And nope, this is not Roblox. This is a game that you will be hearing about for a very long time. Today we're going to talk about BattleBit Remastered. But before we get on with this review, did you know that more than 70% of HelloPenz viewers have not subscribed to the channel? So why not help a brother out and give me a subscribe, a like, and a share? Thank you. If I can describe BattleBit Remastered in 3 words, it would be pure, utter chaos. A bit of a background though, pun intended. I haven't played a Battlefield game and I have tried Squad before, but in Squad there's just a lot of things going on and I got easily overwhelmed. And is that any different with BattleBit Remastered? Not one bit. Again, pun intended. The game is exactly as overwhelming as it should be, with up to 254 players playing in a large-scale map, and obviously that means that there's gonna be a lot of untimely surprise deaths. In my first 2 hours of the game, I was already thinking of quitting, until I told myself that maybe, just maybe, I should give this game a chance. And that I did. 18 hours later, I'm still hooked. So what's so special about BattleBit besides its low poly graphics? Maybe it's the fact that it's made by 3 people. Or the fact that it gives AAA titles a run for their money when it comes to implementing a game right and respecting their player base. There's a lot of love that went through the making of BattleBit and it clearly shows even if it is still early access. Let's get the elephant out of the room here. Is this Roblox on steroids? And the answer is no. Do not let the graphics put you off. In fact, I barely play any low poly FPS game, but this game does have its charm. The low poly graphics is of course a godsend to those who do not have the VFS PC, as this game is obviously not hard on the graphics. It even has a potato preset on the video settings in case you still need more FPS. The spatial sound of this game is on par with most shooters that I have played. Spatial sound is the sound that you hear when there's an enemy flanking you or walking behind you or running above you. That is basically spatial sound. The problem with this spatial sound is that there are 254 players and it's nearly impossible to spot who is who in the battlefield. This is still, of course, useful in small skirmishes. Now let's talk about the meat of the game. The gameplay is superb. There's a lot to unpack here, but here's a summary. The guns feel good to shoot, there are a lot of guns, there are many attachments to customize the said guns, and each gun feels unique. This game makes me fall in love with a sniper, a gun that I am absolutely horrible at, but it feels so good to kill someone from afar, I just had to keep using it. There's also several classes, from Assault, which is your typical infantry with some improved buffs for combat, the Medic, which heals and revives fast, the Engineer, which can repair and shoot RPGs, the Support, which has a machine gun and provides ammo, and Recon, which is a sniper. These classes feel unique enough, but some are indeed favorable to use in certain maps. There are also vehicles in this game, tanks, helicopters, ABC, and etc. I actually haven't tried driving the tank and the helicopter because there's always somebody who's going to rush and drive it. It's absolutely crazy to think this game is still in early access. I haven't even talked about the game modes yet. I'll leave that for you to explore. The game has a progression system in the form of ranks. Higher ranks means unlocking new guns, getting kills with those said guns, unlock their accessories. Though this one may sound like new players will have a hard time getting the best guns, the starting guns are actually one of the best weapons in the game and they shouldn't have any problems competing with veterans. This game is obviously more fun if you have friends, and I have played this game alone, but regardless, I still had a good time. When it comes to communicating with other people in your team, there is a proximity voice chat, a squad voice chat, and squad leader's voice chat. Personally, I haven't used the voice chats because I play in the Japanese servers, more on this later, and the language barrier is always a problem for Asian countries. So enough with me gushing over this game. What are its flaws then? This is not a perfect game, at least not yet. The game is still in early access, so expect a lot of bugs. There are times that I'm shooting over a rock and it would appear that I shot the rock. There are also character clipping issues that allow you to see their legs through walls, especially if they are in a prone position. Reviving also allows you to revive someone one floor above you. These are just a small list of bugs, but I'm pretty sure that they'll squash them soon. There's also the fact that the game is so popular right now that almost all servers are full. There are also no Southeast Asian servers at the time of this review. This might be a small coincidence, but 2 out of the 3 games that I have reviewed so far have no C server. But this can all change as the game is extremely popular, that the developers are adding more servers, specifically in the North American region at the time of this review. Even if I'm connecting from the Philippines to the Japanese servers, I still get an acceptable 100 ping, but it could just be better if there is a C server. Like all FPS shooters, cheating is always present, but I personally haven't seen anyone cheat, though there is an instance wherein people from the other team are calling out my teammate for cheating. This might be a concern. In my opinion, the learning curve may also put some people off, especially if they haven't played any game like this. The maps are overwhelming and the indicators on the horizon that indicate where your teammates are can be confusing at first. My tip is to just be patient, pick your fights, and embrace the chaos. But do not let these things put you off, as obviously the game is being played by a whole lot of people. At the time of this review, the game has an all-time high of 61,166 players. That's crazy. To add, the developers have just recently rolled out updates that made the grind 50% less, as it was a slog on the first few days of the early access. This means that the developers are willing to listen to their community, which is always a good sign. As with early access titles, the complete experience may not come until the developer decides to finally release it. But this game feels like it is already worth your time. The game doesn't come cheap though, and some regions may have the short end of the stick when it comes to pricing. BattleBit Remastered is plenty of fun, and with all these things considered, the early access release version gets an 8 out of 10. This is an easy recommendation for FPS players who are willing to communicate and adjust their playstyle to fit a large battlefield.